The Seahawks have a big one on Monday night. They are taking on the Houston Texans in Lumen Field. And what's most important about this matchup for the Seahawks, it is your last game before you go into the bye week. Do you want to be confident going into the bye week? Do you want to feel good about yourself going into the bye week? Or do you want to have a sour taste in your mouth because you did not come away with a victory against the Houston Texans? And then you got to wait 13 days until you get to play again. I'm going to tell you in today's video why the Seahawks are going to be very, very happy with their performance on Monday and why Seahawk fans are going to be very, very happy when they go to work on Tuesday and can brag about their Seattle Seahawks victory. Welcome into Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and I want you to let me know right now, down in the comments, are you confident with the level of play that the Seattle Seahawks have had? Do you think the Seahawks are going to win on Monday night against the Houston Texans? Type yes if you think they do win. Type no if you think they don't. Now, why might some people not be super confident? Well, this is Mike Macdonald's home record when it comes to him being the head coach of your Seattle Seahawks. The greens are the wins. The reds are the losses. There's a lot more reds than there are greens. Right now, Mike Macdonald is 4-8 at home, and Seattle has to win this game. They have to find a way to come out on top. They have to find a way to stop this Houston Texans offense, not allow it to get going because it hasn't gotten going for most of this year. But more importantly, they have to find a way to build confidence in themselves that they can win games at home. You have to fix your woes in Seattle. I'm tired of feeling bad after a game at Lumen Field. It used to be the most difficult place to play in the entire NFL. And now it honestly feels like Seattle fans would rather have the Seahawks playing road games. We can't have that happen. Got to have the Seahawks find a way to get a victory. And frankly, I think they can. And frankly, I think that they will on Monday night. I've got some keys to victory. We're talking about your Seattle Seahawks. I got 4 of them. You know me. I go through the tape. I watch what needs to be watched. I listen to the experts in the field. I use my own football IQ, my own football knowledge when it comes to creating a game plan and a roadmap for victory for your Seattle Seahawks. And I think I've cooked up my best one when we go through the 4 in this game. You need to stay on time offensively. Now, you might be looking at me going, Will Ortner's crazy. What is he talking about when he says you need to stay on time offensively? What I mean by that is when coaches talk about staying on time, it's you are getting 2 to 3 yards a carry. You are throwing for 2 or 3 yards and gaining those yards when it comes to your passes in an offense. You aren't set up for 2nd and 10 or longer. You aren't set up for 3rd and 7 or longer. Because right now, the Texans probably have the best defense in the NFL. There's some arguments to be made about your defense in Seattle. There's some arguments to be made about your defense in Denver. But the Houston Texans, man, that defense is nasty and they're making a lot of plays. When it comes to your Seahawks, you suck in 3rd and long. You suck right now in 3rd and long. You saw it against the Jaguars. You had 1 3rd down conversion because you were constantly behind the sticks. You were constantly off time. You were not gaining yards on 1st and 2nd down, doing the things that you needed to do. You got to find a way to fix that. And I think it starts with these 2 guys right here. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet need to run the ball more effectively. I know it isn't solely on those 2. The offensive line has their own issues that they need to make up for as well. But right now, it isn't good enough from this crew. They are not getting the job done. Can you get the job done against the Houston Texans defense that is flying around, making plays, holding teams to under 14 points on the road? If this running back crew is able to, I'm not even asking for 4. Give me 3. If they're able to run for 3 yards a clip when they get the ball, that's going to set your team up for 2nd and 7. That might set your team up for 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Now everything in your playbook is open to you. You can run the ball on 3rd down. You can drop straight back and pass. You can be under center. You can run play action. You can be in shotgun. Everything is there available for you. I mean, shoot, depending on where you are in the field, 4-down territory might be an option. You got to find a way to get this rushing attack going. Otherwise, you're asking a lot of Sam Darnold. You're asking Sam Darnold to be Superman. And as good as he has been this year, and he's been freaking awesome, I don't know that I want to ask Sam Darnold to be Superman constantly and continue to go back to the well of, hey, our quarterback has to be great. Our quarterback has to be a top 8 quarterback in the NFL in the 2025 season, or else we lose games. The rushing attack has to show up. It will help everybody else stay on time offensively. The next key to victory, you got to win the war in the trenches. Your fat boys got to show up against their fat boys. It's okay. I'm allowed to say it. I used to play offensive line. Your O-line going up against this Houston Texans D-line is going to be a problem. And it's not because your O-line is hot garbage. It's honestly because the Texans D-line is that good. There's a reason why when they brought in DeMeco Ryans, they said, fix our defense. And he has. He's gone out and gotten guys that are playing downhill, getting after the quarterback, getting after rushing attacks with a relentless pursuit. They do not get tired. You have to find a way offensively to win these one-on-one battles and get reach blocks, get guys off the ball so that there are holes that Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker can run through. The most important battle is always going to be in the trenches. I like how you look right now as a defensive line against the Texans O-line. So you are already winning one of the 2 most important battles. Can you win the second one? Can you go 2 for 2? And the spot that I'm going to look at specifically is on the edges. Because right now, you are going to see a primetime matchup between 2 edge rushers in Houston and 2 of your tackles in Seattle. Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter, honestly, by themselves, would be scary. Like Will Anderson, we didn't give him enough credit when he came out of Alabama, and we gave him a lot of credit. He was the guy that we talked about potentially winning a Heisman. He's a complete game changer, a complete game wrecker. You need his counterpart, Charles Cross, or I guess his opponent in this sense, Charles Cross, to shut him down. You need Abe Lucas to get that right side rolling so you can run the ball to the right side. More importantly, though, for both of them, you cannot let Hunter or Anderson get to the QB. If they get to Sam Darnold, he could be rattled early. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to go back to old Sam Darnold where he's seeing ghosts and he's scared and he's fearful. But when you got 7 sacks, 6 games through the year, or actually it's less than that because the Texans are coming off a bye. When you got 7 sacks that early in the year from those 2, that's a scary combo. That's a scary crew that you have to go against. You need Lucas and Cross to go out there and show you that they are elite tackles. You need them to go out and show you why you paid Lucas the big bucks. And more importantly, why you're going to pay Charles Cross the big bucks. Both of them so far, when it comes to efficiency and not getting beat, they are some of the best tackles in the NFL. Prove it. This is your toughest test. Prove that you are elite tackles. Prove that you are worth the money that you've been paid. I think they can do it. Hopefully you do too. The other big battle that everyone's going to watch, it's fascinating. Houston Texans chat sports host Jeremy Chuggs, he thinks that Derek Stingley Jr. can shut down Jaxon Smith-Njigba. He thinks that Stingley can lock down the best wide receiver in the NFL for the 2025 season. Here's the thing that it's not that crazy. If there's anyone that can do it, it is Stingley. He's a smaller corner. He's more of a traditional style corner where he is going to use his speed and his athleticism to keep up with a person like Jaxon Smith-Njigba. You would not match up a Jaxon Smith-Njigba against a Richard Sherman because Richard Sherman would lose. Richard Sherman is a guy who, well, frankly, he's probably going to be a Seattle Seahawks Hall of Famer. I don't know that he gets into the NFL Hall of Fame, but there was a point in time where he was the best cornerback in football. He would have gotten cooked by Jaxon Smith-Njigba because the matchup just doesn't work. Derek Stingley's matchup really does. That being said, can you imagine trying to shut down this star? Can you imagine trying to shut down a guy who through 6 games almost has 700 yards on the season? Can you imagine trying to stop a player that every single game comes in and finds a way to get open by different means. Some games, it's athleticism. Some games, it's smarts and understanding the defense. And most importantly, what he does that nobody else does better than him in the league is beat one-on-one coverage. Because the Texans are going to want to try and put Stingley one-on-one against Jaxon Smith-Njigba because it allows them to do everything else. It allows them to blitz more. It allows them to have a focus on some of their weaker corners against Cooper Kupp, against Torrey Horton, against Elijah Arroyo. Can Jaxon Smith-Njigba force them to double team him? This is the most impressive graph I've ever seen. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this is the amount of times a wide receiver is targeted per route, and it's also the amount of yards that a receiver gets per route run. Now, it's going to be hard for you to see, so I'm going to make sure I point it out myself. That's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Here is everyone else. Here's Puka Nacua, doing pretty decent for himself. There's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. They had to make a whole new graph for him. He's insane right now. He's insane. He's averaging over 4 yards a route run. That's not balls that were thrown to him, he's catching the ball for 4 or more. No. Every time he runs a route, he averages 4 yards on that route. It's insane. I think Jaxon Smith-Njigba shows everybody just how elite he is. He came into this year underrated. Can he do it without DK Metcalf? Will he be able to get open? DK's the one who made everything great for him. And I love DK. I did. I wanted Seattle to keep him. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is a star. He's an elite number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. And right now he's on pace for like just under 2,000 yards on the year. Kid's insane. Who do you have winning this matchup? I know who I'm rocking with. I'm rocking with our guy. I'm rocking with wide receiver number 1. I'm rocking with wide receiver number 11 in Seattle. I'm typing JSN down below in the comments. Are you typing JSN or are you typing DS? If you're typing DS, get out of here. Get out of here. I want to talk to you about the rest of my keys to the game, but before I do that, I would be remiss to let you know about this insane deal over at chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. You go to this address right here. You can get this sweet t-shirt right behind me. Emerald City Football, man, that thing is sweet. Normally $35. It's $13.99 right now. You head on over to chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. It's going to be in the comments as well. Looking pretty fly. Like a Seattle Seahawks fan. I'm jealous. I might have to jump on that deal. It's a great spot. Remember, chatsports.com/Seattle or Seahawks shirt. Chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. The last key to victory that we got to get into in this one, don't turn the ball over. It sounds pretty simple. Sounds pretty easy. It's a lot harder than most people think. Do not turn the football over in this ball game. This Houston Texans defense is opportunistic. If they can go after you and get the ball back to their offense, that's a big deal. Right now, offensively, do what you did against Jacksonville, man. That Jaguars defense was as opportunistic as they come. They got a lot of interceptions. They forced a lot of fumbles. Don't let the Texans get extra chances. Follow a similar style of game plan as you did against the Jaguars. I think this is going to be a rock'em sock'em type of football game. I do not think this is going to be high scoring. Might be a race to 20. Might be a race to 24, to be honest with you. Whoever gets there first is going to win this ball game. Don't let the Texans have extra chances at scoring the football against you in this one. And then defensively, Texans offense has struggled. Now, they did have a big explosion against the Baltimore Ravens. They've done okay. They've been fine. But they really haven't been that great. There's a reason why people are wondering if C.J. Stroud is the guy. Can you force him to cause turnovers? Can you force him to make those turnovers? Can you stop this rushing attack and make them fumble the football? I still think you haven't forced a fumble yet, and you're going into week 7. That's pretty crazy with how good this defense is. Can that defensive line absolutely torch the offensive line of the Houston Texans and create those turnovers? Here are my keys to victory, man. Stay on time offensively. Take what the defense gives you. You got to win that battle in the trenches. Don't be afraid to lean on your tackles. They have a very tall task in this one, but I think they can stand up for you. Can Jaxon Smith-Njigba get the job done against Derek Stingley Jr. I think this is a great spot for him to have his Odell Beckham Jr. type of moment, right? People liked Odell Beckham Jr. Then he had that crazy catch against the Cowboys, and everybody loved him. Jaxon Smith-Njigba could have a coming out party on Monday night because the world will be watching. Now, of course, don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Don't give them extra chances. Make sure you head on over to X and follow me at Will Ortner. We got that down below. I'm constantly tweeting about the Seattle Seahawks, getting the latest news, rumors, and information out to you. And, of course, subscribe to the channel. The road to 75K is almost done, but we don't want to stop short. We want to make sure that we finish through the line the best that we can. And until next time, I'll see you later.